This week on MamaTokTok's A Different Take.
Hi, Queen, and welcome to MamaTokTok's A Different Take.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I've been waiting to have this conversation for a long time. I have so many questions about hair. As everyone can see, you have wigs around you. So obviously, we're going to be talking a lot about hair today.
Yeah, sure.
So, Queen, I have a practice here of asking the guests to introduce themselves. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay, my name is Quin. First name, last name is Ntemgwa, and I'm Cameroonian by birth. And I live and work in the United States right now. I have for about 13 years. And I am a nurse and I am a wig maker. And I sell hair extensions as well.
How did you
Yeah.
get into hair?
I got into hair through, I would say, disappointment because I care a lot about my looks. And I was always trying to look better and better, of course, copy the celebrity looks, specifically Beyonce. I love Beyonce's
Ah,
hair, and I've always wanted mine to look like hers. But no matter how far and wide I looked, I could not find a wig that looked like what she wears. I just could not.
ah.
No matter how much money I spent, it would not look like her. So I started watching YouTube and doing research, and I found out if I need anything that's even close to what she wears, I just have to
Mhm.
make it myself because the market was not there yet at that time. That was back in 2009.
So I didn't realize the Beyonce connection to this. Why Beyonce?
Beyonce, just because she's a celebrity I listen to the most, the celebrity I follow the most, and the celebrity whose hair I admire the most. I do not know any other celebrity who wears better hair than Beyonce, to be honest. She's got that figured out.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I mean, Beyonce has amazing hair game. What I've always found interesting with her, and I'm glad you actually started with her, is this whole the endless debate about her natural hair and her wigs.
Yeah.
And and when you talk about the fact that you couldn't find something that you really wanted, am I right in assuming too that part of the problem was if you found something close, it was extremely expensive? Because I've heard women who use wigs who say wigs can be really expensive.
Um, at the time in 2009, I was ready to risk it all to have that look. So money was not even a problem. Even though I did not have much money, I was willing to pay if I could find it, to be honest. And I ended up paying a lot for something that turned out to not be even close to not be the real thing. So at
Yeah.
that time, it was just not popular. Wigs were not popular at all. I think back to 2009.
hmm
Like I can't even
hmm
remember what people were wearing at that time, but the wigs that people wore did not look anything like what we have now.
Okay. And I was going to ask you that because wigs have been around for as long as I can remember. I mean, growing up in Cameroon, the women I knew wore wigs, but it was the kind of cap situation, right?
Yeah,
You put it
yeah,
on. So,
synthetic, mostly synthetic.
okay. So you're going to give me a bit of an education here. What
Okay.
are, what are the different kinds of wigs? 'Cause I just call all of them wigs. I don't
Yeah.
know the difference. So school
Okay.
me a bit.
All right. Basically, if you want to split wigs into two very broad categories, you would have synthetic wigs and human hair wigs. In between, there are others like human hair and synthetic blends, but basically, there are two kinds. So, synthetics are made from synthetic fibers, and human hair is, well, it comes from a human, like a real person. It is cut from a donor. Someone grew this hair. And it all depends on preference and how much you're willing to pay. Of course, human hair is more expensive, obviously, but it's a little bit more difficult to maintain. Whereas synthetic hair is cheaper and it does not need much maintenance because how it comes is how it stays, but it gets old quicker. You would have to, it's gonna be in the trash sooner than your human hair wig.
Damn, that's a very candid way of putting it. Now, what is so obviously I have twists on. what am I wearing versus what are you wearing in terms of hair? And I say wearing because it's neither of our natural hair. So what are you
Yeah.
wearing and what am I wearing?
Okay, you're wearing hair extensions and I'm wearing a wig.
But in terms of the kind of hair, is there a difference in what goes into hair extensions versus wigs?
Since hair extensions are more like a one-time use, they usually go with synthetic, even though they're human hair extensions, but they're not that popular. So to make those for like braids and twists affordable, they stick with synthetic, especially given the fact that no one uses those for a whole year. No one reuses them. Most of the time, synthetic is a preference. Even when I do braids, I prefer synthetic because when I take it off, I put it in the trash.
Yeah.
And human hair is for those who want something longer lasting, that's more versatile because you can color it. As you can see, I colored this one. It was black before.
Wow, I thought it came like that.
No, it did not come like this. It came like this.
Okay, this is really fun for me.
Yeah.
I love creating things and I love learning about things. So something like this fascinates me. I've never been a wig person,
Okay.
but as I've kind of seen over time, I've learned a few things about wigs. I knew high level about the synthetic versus human hair thing, but the other thing that I knew was a big thing was the importance of making it look natural, as in I can see
Exactly.
your scalp.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really important. And it takes skill and a good quality wig to achieve that look.
Okay, let's talk about that, Queen. So we are talking about hair that is not ours, but they need to make it look natural. What is the thing that we're trying to accomplish with that? And there was a time when there was something called lace front as well.
Yeah, that's still in existence. That's still out
Oh,
there.
okay. So talk to me about the differences. The ones where you can't see your scalp, the lace front, and then the one that you have right now. But let me go back to something you said in the beginning. You said you would have spent any amount of money to get the kind of hair that you wanted. Why is
Yeah.
hair such an important part of beauty for a woman, in your opinion?
Hair is very important because when it comes to your appearance, when you walk into a room, your hair is pretty much one of the first things someone takes in. For example, I remember one of my campaigns. Of course, I use a little humor when I'm trying to sell my wigs. So it was the graduation period, and I said to people, in your graduation selfie, people would notice your hair before they notice your diploma.
You're probably right about that. You're probably right about
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so your hair is pretty much, it represents you, how you appear. Like if you can put on a really nice outfit, great shoes, but if you show up with unkempt hair, that's the only thing people would remember. You can even show up with mismatched shoes and no one would notice. But they would notice that your hair was not well done. So a woman's hair is like, it really represents her when it comes to physical appearance.
And how do you, it's an interesting one for me because I think growing up, we used to hear things like a woman's hair is her crown and so on and so forth. And one of the things that we talk about a lot, and I used to think it was just in the Black community, but it's actually broader, is this whole idea of if you need to have long hair, it needs to be thick, it needs to be versatile, and all these different things. And so then you run into this situation where people are saying, are we ascribing to a white standard of beauty in the Black community on the one hand, right? Because most of us we're not born with straight hair. So how do you reconcile this whole idea of be as you are when you came into this world on the one hand versus wear a wig if you want to, right?
Yeah. Okay, let me talk about the part where we are accused of wanting to look like white people or Caucasians. So my response is, so what? Because looking at our history, when we're brought here, didn't they strip us of our culture and make us feel like our features were not good enough? And Like, weren't we brainwashed into thinking that straight hair was what made a woman beautiful? So given that we're just outgrowing all that, I think people should be forgiven for wanting to choose straight hair. Educated, yes, but those who still choose straight hair, like, just forgive them and let them be. And wearing fake hair or wearing hair extensions is more about providing you with different hair choices. So whatever someone wears is pretty much their choice, however they want to look, and that should be respected. And if I wear blonde hair, it's not because I want to look like, okay, a Caucasian. Maybe I just like blonde, or from my research and readings, there are Black Africans who grow blonde hair naturally and have blue eyes. What if I want to look like them? Does it always have to come down to wanting to look like a white person? If I wanted to look like a white person, I would bleach my skin. I don't do that.
That's a very interesting topic which I've taken on before. I really like what you say about just pausing and reflecting on the fact that for centuries, this is what that standard of beauty has been. So excuse people if that's what they're
Yeah.
ascribing to. On the other hand, some will say, okay, for that very reason, because the brainwashing has gone on for so long, isn't it time then for us to start to reverse the trend, and therefore all the natural hair kind of movements, right? And
Yeah.
even in that situation, I've also seen where women use wigs to protect their natural hair.
Yeah.
So is this a conversation that is even worth having, or are we starting to encroach in people's personal space by telling them how to look, what hair to wear? Are we getting into people's personal space a little too much?
Not really. The natural hair trend is really out there. It is out and it is alive. It is growing. I applaud it and I love it. And like you said, wigs actually help your hair grow. Yeah, they do. And there's so much variety out there. And we went through a process of brainwashing that led us to prefer Caucasian, you know, Caucasian beauty styles over ours. And that process went on for so long. Like, the unlearning process has to take, let's just say it has to take the same amount of time that it took to learn it. But we're getting there. It is a conversation that is being had right now, and it's very impactful because trending hashtags on social media now, you're seeing a lot of hashtags like natural hair, melanin. Like, they're really putting out the Black beauty out there and putting it on a pedestal. Social media is really doing that for us now. And when it comes to wigs, there are options such as this one. I have my receipts. So this mimics a natural hair texture. You can wear a wig that looks like this, just like your natural hair. And
Yeah.
in this way, you protect your real hair, which is underneath. And our hair tends to break when we expose it a lot. So that's one of the reasons wigs are so helpful.
So let's then segue into the benefits of wearing wigs, because one of the things that I struggle from with the extreme humidity in Singapore is my hair does break.
You can wear a wig that looks like this, just like your natural hair. And
Yeah.
in this way, you protect your real hair, which is underneath. And our hair tends to break when we expose it a lot. So that's one of the reasons wigs are so helpful.
So let's then segue into the benefits of wearing wigs, because one of the things that I struggle from with the extreme humidity in Singapore is my hair does break. And so I actually braided this in myself because first,
Wow.
I cannot find like a stylist here, and
Yeah.
two, with coronavirus, it's like I really can't find a
You
place I
don't
can
want
go
to
sit for
risk it.
6 hours exactly.
Yeah.
So the hair issue is a very real issue, but what are the benefits of wigs, and what are some of the detriments you've seen, if any, with wigs?
Okay, some of the benefits of wigs are the fact that, like you said, it grows your hair. My natural hair did not really start to grow in a healthy manner until I started wearing wigs frequently, because underneath my hair is braided and protected. Another reason I would choose a wig, or another advantage, is the fact that it is convenient. Like, before I turned on this webcam, I pretty much grabbed this from the closet and put it on. What if I had to style my natural hair? You should have been here waiting for me for an hour. And I'm not sure you
Yeah.
would have liked that.
Yeah, it's
So
amusing to me. Like it's like a dress, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna wear that dress and that
yeah,
hair.
yeah, people match them up.
Yeah,
People do. Another advantage for wigs is the variety, and it gives you the opportunity to not have to color your hair. For example, if I wanted to change my hair red or gray, I would not have to cause all that damage to my hair because I would just
yeah,
get a red wig or a gray wig.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, you said disadvantages. Most of the disadvantages with wigs is it comes from lack of knowledge. For example,
Mhm.
wig combs can cause your hair to break. And I strongly discourage wig combs. When I just started, I used to make wigs with wig combs, and I don't do that anymore because
What
it
is
causes
that? Is it
breakage. It's
the comb that you like put you put to hold the wig in?
yeah, yeah. You put it, I think this one has it. I can show you. So it is a comb that looks like this. You see that?
Yep, yep.
You stick it to your cornrow so that it secures
Okay.
the wig to your head. So I discourage that, and instead I favor an elastic band. So you can tighten this to make your wig sit firmer on your head. It's adjustable.
Okay.
So I recommend this and not the combs.
I have I bought a wig once a few years ago, and it looks almost like the one you show the natural hair looking one, but it's like a big afro situation going, and it's
Yeah,
large and curly and brown and fun, and it has the wig comb thing in it, and I have so much fun with that thing. It's like when I wear it, I feel like a different person.
yeah. Wigs have that effect on people.
Yeah, like it changes your person. It's not that it changes your personality. They have personalities. These weeks, it's what
Exactly.
I find.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through and talk about some of those personalities, just looking at what you have, and then we'll talk about your business. If I came to you and I said I have a high-powered interview, or I'm going to a board meeting, and I wanted to look strong and serious or whatever, what in your collection would you recommend to me?
I recommend a bob because, especially in black, color tends to be distracting. So this is a bob wig, and this is the same thing in color. You do not want to walk into your board meeting looking like this. This is very distracting. So I recommend it in black. And I like it because it hangs off the shoulders. So it's
Yeah.
convenient, it looks modest, it looks decent. It makes you look serious and intelligent. I think if you show up wearing this, people want to listen to you. It makes you look smart.
So the other one is blonde hair. So when you say it, let me put it in its proper context because some people's natural hair is blonde.
Yeah,
So when you say it makes you look serious and that perhaps not, is that for
yeah,
black women? Because a lot of white women are blonde. So if they show up with their
yeah,
natural hair, they will look like the other wig.
yeah, exactly. That's for black women because we are known to
Okay.
not grow blonde hair in general.
In general, yes,
In
yes,
general.
yes.
Yeah.
Not, yeah. No, I think it's important to draw that distinction so the audience knows what we're talking about. I don't want you to be
Okay.
misquoted after the show as
Oh,
saying that,
okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
because people will say, okay, we're playing into the whole blondes and dumb stereotype, and I just want to dispel
Yeah.
that before it becomes a thing.
Okay. Yeah, got you. It was not
Yeah,
intended like that.
yeah. No, I figured. I wanted us to clear it right here. And
Yeah.
then if I wanted a nice night out on the town with my girlfriends, that is like we're going to the club, we're going to be having a good time dancing, what would you recommend?
Well, I may need more information. Like, did you just break up? Or is it just, I don't know,
Ooh,
because that counts.
ooh. Yes, it does. Okay, okay.
Okay, let's
Let's do
see.
the. I just broke up, and I'm trying to
Okay,
get yes. I'm trying to get back
okay.
in the game a
You're
bit.
going to get back in the game.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
you need something that draws attention to yourself. We're gonna go with
yes.
this color, this
Oh
lady.
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Her lipstick
So,
is popping too. Okay.
yeah. So I recommend this. You know, they say you have really broken up when you change your hair color.
Damn, then I've never broken up.
Oh, well, take lessons.
Maybe we need to sort me out. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I recommend this one if you really want to go out there and have a party. And I recommend
Mhm.
this one too if you want to go to another town and look for some trouble.
So then that would be my Paris hair, because I feel like every time I go to Paris, I get off this plane and I feel like a different person, somebody who's more curious, different.
Your alter ego comes out.
Yes, only in
Really?
Paris. So that hair will go with my
Wow.
Paris name.
This would be perfect then. Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, going to the other side of that, if I was going on a very romantic date with my partner, but since you like specifics, I actually am in love with him versus I'm not in love with him. What are the options you can take where it's a date where you're really into the guy and a date where you're
Yeah. Huh. Let's see. Okay. If you're in love with him, I think we can go with bangs.
I figured you're gonna take that. There's something very sexy about bangs.
Yeah, bangs are very sexy, and if he's able to interpret it correctly, as sexy as it looks, he knows what to look forward to. I would not go into details. And bangs, bangs partially conceal your face, and you don't have to worry about that because he's already seen your face at home, so he already knows
Yeah.
what you look like. So it's
Yeah.
okay to conceal it on a date.
So that gives a little bit of mystery. That's the thing I like about bangs is even if you just cover a little portion of your forehead, there's something a bit mysterious in how bangs come through.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
So
that.
so if you're into him, I recommend bangs. If you're not into him, we can try just a middle
Like
part,
this.
regular, normal, not trying to impress you. I just showed up because I didn't want to stand you up.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
What
If
if
you
you're
really,
about to meet your future in-laws?
ooh, girl. Okay, let's hear this one. Doesn't it depend? Okay, does it depend on who they are as people, or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter because they're there to judge you.
That's some truth. That is some truth. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see.
So if you're about to meet your future in-laws, you have to look like a good girl. So
Oh.
you should wear this one so they think you would never speak back to their son and they would be wrong. It makes you look obedient and submissive and soft-spoken, and they're gonna accept you.
Oh my gosh, you are so irreverent. I love it. Um, I hadn't even thought about the in-law week situation, but
Yeah.
this part of the show is reminding me of when apps were becoming popular. Companies are made for to advertise things. I think it was Verizon which had this tagline: "If you want blah 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 blah, there's an app for that." I
Yeah,
feel like
I
replacing it with
remember.
"There's a week for that."
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Yeah,
so.
like meeting the in-laws, there's a week for that.
Yeah.
Now, let me give you a tricky one. If you're meeting the ex-wife,
Oh, wait a minute. Your current boyfriend's ex-wife?
mhm.
All right, let me put her on ahead before I talk. I will go with, hold on.
Oh, she got different colors going on. Okay,
Yeah, and
let's
that's
see
the whole
about this.
point. So this is a split personality wig. So you're telling her there's two sides to you. So
Ow!
how she comes for you is the response she's gonna get. It could be this side and it could be this side, but you could be friendly if she's friendly, but you could be something else if she wants to be something else. So the split personality wig, she's gonna choose which side she wants to be on.
Oh my gosh! Wow. That's okay. Yeah, I thought the parenting law was hilarious. That one
Oh,
is like,
really?
okay. I have a friend who used to say, "Don't come for me if I didn't send for you." And I
Yeah,
suppose that her next sentence would have been, "And if, depending on how you come for me, you get one of these sides."
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Now I could talk about this forever. Let me see this another scenario. Can you think of another
An
scenario?
editorial photo shoot or maybe a costume party.
Costume party.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know which character this would represent, but let me grab this. This is like kind of extreme. It is very long and it is very blonde.
Mammy Wata. I would
Oh
totally
my
go Mammy
God.
Wata.
Well, if that's the person you're presenting for Halloween, this is a wig for you.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Mantuata wig. It is
yeah,
really, see,
yeah. Yeah, that's definitely Mammy
yeah.
Wata. That's
So
what came to mind.
costume parody or an editorial photo shoot for a magazine cover. I think
Yeah, because it's
Lady Gaga did a photo shoot with something like this.
really, you know, the thing that's interesting about that for me, either as a costume look or editorial, is it's extra. It's
It
quite
is
extra in
yeah,
both the color and the length, right? It's like,
yeah.
so it's a lot, and I love how dramatic it is, and it would be. I was gonna say, I think if you were trying to have a really kind of sexy evening at home, but I think that maybe the length might interrupt some
Yeah,
situations.
this may be extreme unless you're role playing with your man or something.
But if you, that's what I'm saying is, I can see that as the first part of the role play, but later I think you'd have to
Yeah.
like roll it up or just take off the wig because I don't know
Oh,
how you
I
don't get
know.
into
It's you're
position
gonna
with
get
that thing.
entangled. There may be an entanglement in that bed.
I see what you did there. I see how you just slipped an entanglement in there. We're gonna slide past the data entanglement. Okay. You are about to be the first woman representative from your state, first woman CEO of your company, first female chief, whatever. Like it's a really powerful position. And you're not going in like the board meeting to impress anyone, right? You're more going to show power and authority. What would you recommend for that?
Okay, let's see. Power on authority. I think I would go with this one, but curled. So I would go with something like this. The middle part
Okay.
makes it look simple enough, and the black makes it look really simple, but I would put curls in it to make it look just a little bit more stylish. So it's
Okay.
not too conservative.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I like how you talk about the colors because I haven't given much thought to color, but you're absolutely right. Color that's not typically associated with your skin type is
Yeah.
can be distracting depending on what setting you're in because it does call attention. Um,
Yeah.
so
And
that board
truth
meeting.
and
Mhm.
truth be told, we Black women, we get judged more. That's just the honest truth.
Yep.
So sometimes you have to, even though you will not be wrong to wear blonde, sometimes you just want to avoid it because you don't want to be judged because you're a Black woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is, I'm loving this. What about natural? So I've seen, I don't even know what the right terminology for this is, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like natural locks. Is that such a thing as like
Mm.
a wig that is locks?
Yeah, like dreadlocks, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. But that it's
Yeah,
a wig. Yeah, you can put on a wig and it's like locks.
yes, we have those. I don't sell those, but they do exist, and there's some wigs that look like they're braided wigs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Queen, now let's talk about your business because yeah, we're all having fun and laughing and this is great, but you're a businesswoman. You're trying to sell a product here. So let's talk about your
Absolutely.
business.
Yeah, I would sell a wig to somebody who hates wigs. I would still try to pitch it to them. And
So,
I would
so pitch it to me. I don't hate wigs, but let me describe my personality. I love braids because I can roll out of bed and I did nothing with my hair, right? Which maybe I should have, I don't know. But I'm very low maintenance when it comes to beauty things. I don't really care to wear makeup. Sometimes I wear it, most times I don't. So I'm very low maintenance, but I love fashion. So when it comes to clothes and shoes
yeah.
and bags, I love that stuff. But beauty for me, I find the whole regimen tiring, time consuming. But like you said, hair is an important part because you can be rocking whatever you're rocking over here. If this is
Hmm.
distracting or is not right, it just takes away. So what would you recommend for somebody like me who I've worn my hair natural for since 2001 actually?
I think a lot of people wish for their hair to be longer. So
Hmm.
and healthier, of course. So I would go with that line. And sell to you the fact that a wig is going to help your hair grow and it's going to help your hair become healthier, fuller, thicker. So I would be like, don't you want your hair, longer, fuller, thicker? And if that's your goal, then you need to introduce wigs into your life because they protect your hair and cause it to grow. And I would recommend a wig that has very low maintenance that you can just throw on and step out the door. And I would provide you with wig styling services so that when it's time to wash and restyle it, just send it to me. I'll do that for you.
And how would we do that from this distance? Because you're selling me on it, right? Because seriously, I'm thinking, I don't know how long this coronavirus situation will be, but I've already said I can find a stylist here. And so when I could travel out of the country, which I did often, I would do my hair in different places. So now that I'm here and I can go down the street and buy a wig, it would be really good actually. I hadn't thought about that, but you're saying this to me.
And with people who have natural hair, we always know, like we already know what a drag wash day is. Like I get anxiety thinking of wash day when you have to wash your natural hair and put all the products they have told you to put in it and do the deep condition and rinse and then do the plaits and then undo them the next day. What if in the middle of that you have somebody calls you have to go somewhere? What do you put on your head? That's where the wigs come in.
Yeah. I've just mostly, you've seen me in hair wraps a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm about to start selling those too. So if you turn wigs down, I'm gonna sell you a hair wrap.
Good. See, I'm more inclined to buy those because if people were asking me why are you always in the hair wrap, I'm like, well, they're nice, but the real reason is coronavirus. My hair got to a point where it was like, okay, I need to like having a different look. But there's not much I can do with this hair, so let's just be wrapping it up.
Yeah,
and doing
I love wraps too. I wear wraps almost every day and to sleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So you're talking about the business. You were talking about selling your product to different kinds of women. So give me a little bit of how that came to be, what the market is for hair. I know it's huge. And how do you differentiate yourself in a crowded marketplace?
Yes, the market for hair is really huge right now and the varieties are increasing every day. A lot of people who had previously sworn against wigs are now embracing it. So that's good news for us, wig makers and wig sellers. And I'm setting out from the competition using the fact that my wigs last a very long time. So it kind of goes with the price. That's why my wigs are pricier, because for something good, you just have to spend more money. There's nothing.
How much are we talking?
Let's just say starting from $200 US dollars. Yeah. Okay. And that's for like a shorter one.
And that's starting.
That's starting. Yeah. They go up to like $1,000 actually. But they start around 200 US dollars. And they're pricey, but I really encourage everyone to get it because it is worth the investment. I have wigs that are 4 years old and they're still going strong. This one is about 2 years old. So if you just imagine you had bought a synthetic wig 2 years ago, it's not gonna look like this 2 years later. So I'm different from the others in that my wigs last a really long time. Usually if you get one, you're good for a really long time. It covers you. And I know people complain about the prices. It is expensive, and they hear the price of a wig and they say, oh my goodness, that is my mortgage. And I tell them, why don't you buy the wig? Don't pay the mortgage, because a wig is still a roof over your head. So, well, that's just for fun, that's just for fun, but.
Your head is big. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Now I'm curious because so we're talking about the different wigs that one could use. I didn't ask you, why did you choose the wig you have on for this interview?
Because this is the one that's styled. The other ones need wash.
There was no thought given to. Okay, all right.
She was available. She answered present. At any one time, I probably have just one wig I can wear because the others, I need to restyle them because I really want them to look close to perfect.
Yeah.
So the other ones, maybe just one curl is too straight. That's why I didn't want to wear it. So I wore this one because the curls are kind of still there.
Wow. It's a lot of detail that goes into that. So,
Yeah.
so in where can we, we keep talking about the business and then getting sidetracked because there's all kind of fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But so tell us about company name, where we can find you, and anything else that would be helpful in kind of talking about your business.
Okay. The company name is SuzyXO, recently changed to SuzyXO. It used to be the Queen's Wigs. So if you go to maybe my Etsy store, it still says the Queen's Wigs. That's still me. And SuzyXO is in honor of my grandmother who passed 2 years ago. Her name was Susanna. So that's where Suzy comes from. And
Okay.
the X stands for a hug and the O stands for a kiss.
Okay.
So that's how the name came about. And my Instagram is SuzyXO Beauty, and Facebook is SuzyXO, and the website is www.suzyxo.com.
And do you ship internationally?
Yes, I ship internationally. Girl, I sell wigs to everyone.
Anyone who's willing to buy.
Yeah, I ship internationally.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us before we go, just in terms of beauty, hair, what you do, why you do it, anything at all?
Managing human hair wigs is it is a skill you have to learn as well. So I have a YouTube channel where I guide people and give tips on how to take care of the hair themselves, because I cannot always service everyone's wig. So I make these videos to help people, and I strongly encourage people to invest in human hair. And one of the reasons I stick with human hair is that I have had an allergic reaction to synthetic hair before. And it was really bad. My scalp got inflamed. My scalp was bleeding from a bad reaction to synthetic hair. So yeah, I really encourage human hair, and I encourage people to take some time to learn how to make it look good. It's not always gonna look like this.
But that's the
And
whole point of a wig. If you're talking to someone who's low maintenance like me, that's the whole point. I just want to whip it out and put it on.
yeah, that's when it's curly. If it's straight, then you don't have to bother. It's really low maintenance if it's straight. Yeah, I just want to be extra with this one.
Yeah, no, I love it. And Queen, first of all, the name is very regal. I like it.
Thank you.
And I do really appreciate you doing the show, one, because we go back, but two, because this question of hair and the idea of women being able to do what they want with their hair and how you can rock it out and do different things is important. I wanted to share, that as a, in terms of when we talk about beauty and who owns our beauty, right? We do.
We do.
Individually.
We do. And nobody should be questioned. I mean, you can educate someone about it in a nice way, but I think like hair is just trivial compared to some of the issues that we face. Like, can we just let women be? And you don't even know if she's suffering from hair loss, alopecia, if she's a cancer survivor. You don't know where she's coming from with that wig. You don't know how it improves her confidence. You can't just approach someone and talk against her wig. You don't know how far that wig brought her in terms of her confidence, and you just can't talk and take her back to zero. That's really detrimental. So I think women should just be left alone when it comes to their hair.
I would say beauty in general. I'm a huge advocate for keeping things as natural as possible, but I'm also somebody who walks the line of there's something called personal freedom. And at some point, we've been told from a young age how to do everything. And at what point do you say, okay, no, I want to wear my hair how I wear my hair. I want to wear makeup if that's how I, rock and roll. And just this whole idea of policing or managing how we show up in public as women is something that just needs to, we need to just let that go.
Exactly. There are more serious things we can spend that energy on. It's just hair. Come on.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Queen, owner and CEO of SuzyXO. I just like saying that, CEO. We don't have a lot of these moments, right? We just don't. Women. So I love saying that. So thank you for coming on. And if you
Thank you so much.
If you want to find Queen's information, I'm going to include it in the link below. And hopefully we'll have part 2 of this, because now I'm already drumming up different scenarios for what kind of hair.
Oh, you and those
So
scenarios.
I love them. You know what I think? I think you should have something on your website somewhere that does something like that. I think people would
Yeah,
find that very fun and
I'm
engaging.
working on it. I'm working on that.
Good, good.
Yeah. Trust me, there
Yay.
will be a week for funerals. There will be a week for everything.
Yes, I love that. All right. Thanks, Queen.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. To support MamaTokTok, share this episode, subscribe to our channel by hitting the button in the lower right-hand corner, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Until we meet again, stay well.